Hello, everybody. I'm Jacqui Duran, independent superstar Scentsy consultant, and you have found Tuesday Training Day. It's an amazing day. So, I have some very fun stuff to talk about today. Oh, and I totally wanted to show you very quickly my personal Scentsy haul that I got in. Who doesn't love getting Scentsy? I love it. So you guys may have noticed that last week I tried something a little different, a little out of the box, because if you guys are noticing on your end, I'm getting some more buffering issues, and I don't know why, and it's driving me nuts. Just nuts, I tell ya. Let me see if I've got anything going on back here that I could possibly get rid of. I'm just seeing if I've got anything on my end that might be slowing my computer down. So I'll do this and talk at the same time. We have going on. And before I jumped into the meet of today, like I said, I totally had to share because I get so excited. And I'm super excited because I got my very first bottle of Scentsy Fresh in. And I got it in Luna. And, it comes with a spray bottle and all that. Basically, this is taking the place of like a fabric freshener, right? So I can spray my carpets, my curtains, my furniture if I wanted to. I'm used to, I do want to look though, because it does say do not use on delicate fabrics, including silk, suede, and leather. So see, I can't use it on my couch. So there are certain things that you kind of want to watch whenever you are using products in your home and using them on your furniture or anything, any kind of surface like that, right? For example, our room sprays, which are fabulous and fantastic, however, they do contain essential oils. So, and I wanted to say it's on here, and I know it is. Avoid contact with eyes. Well, please don't spray it in your eyes. If contact occurs, rinse with water. Blah, 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 blah. Contains fragrance oils that may cause damage. Do not spray on or permit contact with fabrics, painted surfaces, or finished surfaces. Do not spray on automobiles or in contained areas. Shake well before using. So what I mean when I'm speaking all of that gibberish from the back basically means, so if you're going to use a room spray in the car, you have leather, fabric seats, even like the interior, the dash and the console and all of that. The oils, because there are fragrance oils in the room sprays, they are not meant as like refreshers like that. They are more meant to like spritz into the air, right, and disperse out. So, for example, maybe my bed comforter, right? I would never spray this directly on my comforter. Why? Because the fragrance oils could potentially damage my comforter. Okay, it could leave an oily stain or a dark mark. Same thing's going to happen in your car, folks. The same thing's going to happen if you spray it directly onto your furniture. Please don't do those things. And please, consultants, make sure that you are letting your customers know this, okay? I know that there are some customers out there, and I used to be one of them, who I would get a scent circle, and, they'd last maybe 3 to 5 days. However, I would have customers who would buy the room spray and like the corresponding scent and then refresh their circle. Well, that does work. However, I really try and caution them because, for one, if they're directly spraying the circle that's hanging in the window or on the rear view mirror, then that oil could drop onto their dash or their seats or any part of the console there. Nobody wants that, okay? Nobody wants that. And we certainly don't want them spraying directly in their car because, again, it could definitely damage the fabric on the floorboards or the fabric on the seats if you have fabric seats, or if you've got leather seats, then that will definitely leave a mark. However, the Scentsy Fresh is now what will do that for us. This will allow me to take this bottle and spray my comforter. I can spray the curtains. I can go here and I can spray around. I will not spray on my leather furniture, but I could do things like that, right? That's why our counter clean is really great for those like painted surfaces. So like I really use my counter clean the most, and I really love it on my coffee table. It is a painted wood on my coffee table. My end tables are actually wood, like grained wood. But I've used it on those. I've used it on my painted coffee table. And then like my kitchen table. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. It's amazing. It just cleans it and it literally like glows afterwards. It's fantastic. Okay, so that's the Scentsy Fresh. So I haven't tried it yet. I'm very excited to try it. So I had to get it. I did get some more scent circles because if you guys know anything about me, I have an addiction to scent circles. So I replace one every week in my car. And then, of course, I love, as a consultant, I love being able to keep these on hand to give maybe if I'm doing like a hostess gift or maybe a thank you or just because or maybe it's somebody's birthday or whatever. These are really great for me to have on hand because they're inexpensive enough, especially if I've got some half-price items or product credit that I'm using. Oh gosh, you can totally get these at a steal, guys. So it's not costing you a lot out of pocket to be able to kind of give back to your customers. So I do that, and then I supply my car and my husband's car. So like you can tell from my husband's car, the two I got him were My Dear Watson and Mystery Man. He really likes Mystery Man, but I really like My Dear Watson. So if I go for a ride in his car, I'll request My Dear Watson. I got Go Wild Flowers. I haven't tried that one yet. Beach, because I love it. Lucky in Love, because I love it. And Fresh Cut Daisies, because I love it. A little peek inside Jacqui's world. Another thing I wanted to point out for customers and consultants alike, because for you consultants who maybe just joined and haven't yet had a summer season with us, you might find this information helpful. And customers, again, if you haven't ordered with us during the summer months, you also might find this information helpful. You might be wondering why I'm holding this like Mylar looking bag. Why am I doing this? Why did I decide to put all my stuff in here? Well, I didn't. Scentsy did. Why? Because they love us and they want to make sure that our wax gets to us. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but as a Scentsy consultant, I sell wax. Wax and heat, when they are put together, it becomes a puddle. It's like Olaf, right? He becomes a puddle in the summertime. As much as we love our Scentsy in the summertime, we don't want it to become a puddle. So Scentsy ships it to us in these great insulated bags. They're kind of sticky up here, so it folds over and down. But in this bag, because I've got bars in here, they're... Don't fall, bars. Don't fall. Play with me. There's this bag, and you might be like, what the heck? It's actually an ice, like a refill or reusable ice. You know what I'm trying to say, like a nice gel packy thing that you put in your lunch or whatever, right? These guys, if you get these, if you're a customer or consultant, don't throw these away. Okay, don't throw these away. These are great. I love these. I keep them in the Ziploc bags just in case they ever happen to, you know, pierce themselves or for some reason break open. So I keep it exactly like it is. And I just literally throw these guys in my freezer. I've probably, I try not to put too many. My husband got mad at me last season because I had a lot of orders being delivered to my house. And so I was constantly getting more gel packs and I was just tossing them in the freezer when I got them. There came a point in time and he's like, honey, seriously, I think we're good on the whole gel ice pack situation. Yeah, we were. So I did have to end up tossing some, but I love them because they are great, not only for when I am sending out my personal bag parties, because I have thermal totes for those for summertime. So I like to throw one in there and I will tell my hosts the same thing. Toss this guy back in the freezer at night when you get home, it'll refreeze and then you can just throw it back in the bag. So that way the next day when you take it with you, you can put it in the insulated tote and it'll keep the testers nice. And if I've thrown a bar in there or anything like that, then it will keep it, you know, at a good regulated temperature. Now that still doesn't mean that you could like leave this stuff in the car all day and nothing's going to happen to it. Okay. An insulated tote is only as good as the insulation it's going to give you. So the gel packs do help though. And I will also give you one of my tips also. Save your Mylar bags, consultants or customers if you ship stuff. But for me as a consultant, you know, I do a lot of long distance stuff, right? I do a lot of long distance parties. I have a lot of long distance customers. So, and my teammates too. So if I'm ever sending them wax or anything that might melt, reuse. Up it, recycle it, re-up it, and reuse it, okay? Reuse this stuff. So hang on to your bags because they're perfect insulated bags. Hang on to your ice bags or ice packs that come in with your orders. Toss those in your freezer. So that way, if you as a consultant need to mail something to a team member or a customer or anything like that, or even if they're going to be, you know, you could even use these. I'm going to tell you a deep, dark secret. Okay, the very first season that I was doing it, and they started using these bags, I didn't have a whole lot of thermal totes on hand, right? I had just really started, you know, doing bag parties, tote parties, whatever you want to call them. And I only had 2 thermal insulated bags at the time. So I would cycle those out as much as I could. But then I got to the point where I was like, oh, I want to get more stuff out. And especially, I'll use this as an example because it's close. My pouch parties, this is not a full pouch party, but my pouch parties, because I use the pencil pouches for those, these guys are perfect when I'm mailing. So I can throw my pouch party into the insulated tote along with the ice bag that I have, throw it in there, seal it up, put it in the envelope, and it is good to mail. Ingenious. So don't get rid of this stuff, consultants. And again, customers alike. So if you guys, you know, if you guys do mailing, shipping, anything like that, upcycle it. You may not be shipping Scentsy all over the world, but I'm sure that there comes a point in time when you're just like, oh my gosh, I really wish that I could mail this to somebody without it melting. Whatever it is. I don't know. I don't know what you ship. All right. So I got myself a 6-pack of bars. So I get requests all the time from.
The camera off.
Okay. I'll fix it in just a minute. Okay.
Okay.
We're watching Zootopia.
Yeah.
Zootopia came out today, and so we got that. Yep, Daddy downloaded that.
Eat crab legs tonight for dinner.
She's trying crab legs tonight for dinner. This should be fun.
Yeah, Mommy tried them when she was a little kid.
All right, go watch your movie, and I'll be out in just a few, okay?
It's Mommy's birthday tomorrow.
And it's my birthday tomorrow. Woo-woo! Yeah, I'm going to be 21. So I get requests a lot for, hey, you know, Jacqui, what do you keep in your super secret Scentsy stash? Or what do you keep on hand? What are your favorite scents? I get those requests all the time. So let me show you. Here's a 6-pack. Like I said, this was an order just for me. So 2 bars of Lucky and Love because it just makes me so stinking happy. I love it. I would say I love to bathe in it, but I buy something from another company. It kind of smells like this. It's a VS company, and so I do technically bathe in it. But anyway, I digress. I love that scent. Anyway, weathered leather. This is another staple in our household because, and this is also an Easter egg scent. You will not see this scent listed in your catalogs or your product lists. You will see it on the website and in your workstation consultant, so you can still get it. It is available in bar, room spray, and scent circle. I wish it came in the scent packs, but it does not. Oh, and it also comes in the car bars. It does come in car bars too, because I have one of those in my car. But weathered leather, it truly smells like leather. So there was a long time when this was like the only scent that I would buy in Scent Circle and put in my car, because right after I bought it, I was like really trying to hold on to that new car scent, right? I was really desperately trying to hold on to that, bottle it up if I could, and I couldn't. This was the closest, and it still is the closest thing that we currently have that is like a new car smell, because it smells like leather. It's awesome. And so I truly only used it for like car purposes. I never had thought about warming it in my home. And so one time I thought, well, I remember I was putting in an order and I thought, oh, you know what? I've never warmed that. I'm going to go ahead and throw that into this 6-pack. And I did. I threw like 1 bar in. I put it in the warmer, and I remember my son and my husband had gone somewhere. Maybe he went to go pick up my son. I don't know. But anyway, they had gone somewhere, and I had thrown this into the living room warmers. Off running around. It was a weekend, so I was running around cleaning the house like a hot mess. And they came in, and my husband like searches me down the house. He's like, hey, it smells like we just got new furniture. What are you warming? I was like, oh, it sure does, doesn't it? It smells like leather. It's amazing. It makes the whole house smell like you just got new furniture. And the men like it too. You know, it's kind of a manly scent. A new one that I'm trying is Seashore. Seashore. I haven't tried this one before. It smells like sea salt. And that may sound odd. And the only reason that I can say it smells like sea salt is because I have a sea salt conditioner that I use, or not conditioner, but like a spray or whatever that I use in my hair. And this smells exactly like the sea salt stuff that I spray in my hair. It's awesome. So I'm very excited to warm that. Next up, Amazon Rain. Seriously, guys, staple. You've got to have Amazon Rain. This is a relaxing scent. It's calm. It's relaxing. It does remind me of rain. Maybe that's part of the reason that it's so relaxing, because I love the sound of rain. I love the smell of rain. If you haven't tried Amazon Rain, please do. Sweet Cucumber. I grabbed this one. This was another one I have yet to warm. I did just get the Scent Circle into my car this week. And I put the Scent Circle in my car, and the Scent Circle smells really nice. It's kind of that light cucumber scent. So it's sweet. It's fresh. It smells very happy. That's like the best way I can describe it. Yeah, it smells like cucumber. Almost close to like a cucumber melon, but it's definitely cucumber. Oh, so it's very fresh, nice, refreshing. Anyway, there's the Scentsy haul. That's what Jacqui gets when I buy from me. All right, so let's move on. We're going to move on to actual training for this Training Tuesday video. This week, I really wanted to did I not finish my story from earlier? Gosh, I feel like I do run on sentences a lot, and I apologize. Last week, I tried something brand new, out of the box, reaching out of that comfort zone, trying to do a new thing because, you know, I'm having these glitchy, for some reason, buffering issues with Google Hangout. I'm not quite sure what's going on, but maybe it's just a crappy time of day for me to do these. Who knows? So because of that, and because I found it quite annoying, I thought, oh my gosh, people probably find that annoying too, because it's buffering and jumping and skipping. So I thought, well, let me try another medium. So last week I tried it on Periscope. So you guys, if you follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, or my Facebook fan page, then you probably saw, because I did put out a little notice that said, hey, heads up, I'm going to be doing it on Periscope. So I did, and I do have the default setting on my phone. Gosh, that's weird. I'm sitting here like, where is my phone? So I did have the default setting on my phone for Periscope that if, Oh, I got an early birthday wish. Thank you. So I had gotten the note that I needed to set it up on the settings to where when you take a Periscope video, it will automatically save to your phone. I did that. It was checked. It was on. It did not save to my phone because I had done it, done the Periscope. And I know that on Periscope, it will keep that video for 24 hours. So I kind of used that time. I borrowed against that time to get another project done that I was working on for the week. So I jump over, get that project done. And so it was the next day. So I hop on to my phone to then upload to YouTube. And lo and behold, I hit the upload button and it pulls up my videos. It's not there. What the heck? The heck? So, of course, then I start researching to see, is there any way that I can retrieve this? How can I get this back? I don't know. I couldn't get it back. I still haven't gotten it back. So it was probably totally user error, but I sincerely apologize because that was my whole intention, was to have a better streaming experience for you guys that join live and then be able to still have it on YouTube. So it's in the playlist for Tuesday training. Didn't happen. So I apologize. So for those of you who did, I know some of you were able to get it. And then the week before, I was just silly and I uploaded it to my personal YouTube. So some of you got it from there. So I feel like I haven't touched base, so I apologize for that. So because that was not a success, that's why I'm back here on Google Hangout, hoping and crossing my fingers and knocking on wood that eventually the buffering will stop and it might come out and actually be a fairly nice video. So today I'm moving along the same track. So last week, and I'll probably have to recap last week and maybe do another additional video to hang up out there because there was some good content in it. So for those of you who were able to see it, kudos. And for those of you who weren't, I apologize, but I will be redoing it. The title of last week was Focusing Your Business. So really drilling down and focusing your business on activities that generate income or potential income. So things that really drove you to making sales, recruiting new team members, and booking new parties. So those are the activities that you really want to put your focus into when you're working your business, because those are the things that are making you money. So by taking the time out to reevaluate, to say, hey, I've been posting on Facebook all this time, but nobody ever responds. So why am I spending 30 minutes a day sitting there making Facebook posts?
Back on the camera right now.
Okay, well, the battery died, so I'm going to have to charge it, okay?
Okay.
So just wait till I'm done and I'll charge it. Okay? She's up there making her own YouTube video. So, so by focusing on those specific things, you're able to really drive your business forward. And so then you can kind of take a step back to go, hey, this isn't working. I'm spending 30 minutes a day doing all of this and I'm not getting anything out of it. So maybe I need to try something new. And that was, that's kind of a very high level overview, but that's basically what we discussed last week. So to kind of broaden on that topic, I really wanted to go and kind of put your guys' mindset in the frame of growing that business, because I think that is truly an important step in Scentsy, because it's easy. Anybody can do it. Anybody can get on and join today, but it doesn't mean that in a year they're going to have a successful business, because if you're not really building upon the stepping stones and
I turned it back on.
okay, and moving it along on the same path, then it just kind of fizzles out, right? You have to keep it active. You have to keep it moving. You have to keep it growing. And so what are some of the ways that you can do that? Well, some of the ways, and I apply this to my everyday life as well. So not just my Scentsy business, but I find that this is also very helpful for me in my career at the JOB. And I also find that it tends to be very helpful for me just with everyday life. So in one of the focuses that I really put on for my teams is being able to align your strengths and identify your strengths and build upon those. I made some notes earlier today on what I wanted to go over. So that's why, sorry, I apologize. I'm kind of like looking down at this. I promise I'm looking at notes. Okay, hold music is over. Okay, so we're gonna kind of stick to how do I want to even begin this? I should have done that. That's what I should have done. I should have just like written down what I wanted to say. I don't know if you guys are familiar or not, but in business, and especially for me, I really utilize the lean structure of business. And you guys may or may not have heard that term. Maybe you've heard the term lean leadership. Basically, lean leadership is it's focusing your strengths and your assets into a certain area. It's almost like trimming the fat. Think of it that way. When you use a lean strategy, you're trimming the fat. You're literally trying to get rid of the things that are not productive and really focus on the things that are giving you productivity and giving you that positive return back. Okay. So that's when we really focus down and we drill down into the value added versus the non-value added activities that we do. So that ties us back to where we were last week. Remember how I said that we really wanted to focus on things that were driving our business forward. It's the same concept if you apply lean to it. So we want to focus those tasks that we're doing or those things in our business that we're doing that are really adding value to our business. And then we want to make a category of things that we're doing that are not adding value to our business. For example, let's take the example of making samples every month, right? So see, I have this big batch of samples. I made a huge batch. I totally overdid my sample making. I don't know why. I must have just been in a groove and a rhythm, and I was just like sampling out my brain. So I did. But what happened? Okay, yeah, I do pass these out. Okay, this bag has shrunk. But what are these doing for me? The extra time of me making all these samples, what did it do for me? Did it yield me anything? No, because these are still sitting right here on my desk. It's non-value adding to my business, right? So when you look at the lean triangle or in lean management, you've got your technical, you've got your managerial, and you've got your philosophical. So you have to really base your business on your values. What is a value to you? Okay. A value is something that truly gives you inspiration, gives you joy, gives you drive, gives you motivation, right? So maybe for you, one of your values is family, right? I know for a lot of us, one of our high values Reach out to your tribe. That's what they're there for. Examine your boundaries. Okay. It's really important to know that my job, right? I normally get off work anywhere 2:30 or 3. And so in the late afternoon, early evening, that's when I really do the majority of my Scentsy business, right? That's when I do the work. That's when I sit down and whether it's doing some training, whether it's doing a talk with a team member, whether it's talking with customers, booking parties, whatever, I'm doing one of those things, right? However, that doesn't mean that that is the only time of day that I am working my Scentsy business. My day job, I'm there. I cannot get on, I'm busy. I cannot get on Facebook. I cannot do that kind of stuff, right? And if I do, then that means I got a nice lunch break. That's always a point for the day. Or maybe I'm in between meetings and the meeting's running late, so I've got like 5 or 10 extra minutes. So yeah, I might be able to scroll through real quick. Other than that, I'm not really there. I can't be, right? Because I have to be somewhere else. But it doesn't mean that I'm not thinking about working later. So you see how my boundaries have now stretched? Yes, usually from 3 to 6 is my main Scentsy time every evening. But it doesn't mean I only leave it for then. It doesn't mean that I sit here and I only, like today, you see this, right? This doesn't mean that I just sat here and decided to write all this stuff down when I got home. No, what was I doing? When I had a meeting today, or a conference, or it was actually a conference call. So when I was on my conference call and it wasn't my portion yet and I was waiting, I sat here and I jotted stuff down. So I expanded upon my Scentsy boundaries, right? I didn't just save it till 3 or 6. I didn't sit there and twiddle my thumbs and go, yeah, well, I could maybe write down some notes for tonight, but I'm not going to because technically I'm not doing Scentsy stuff right now. I'm at the job. Well, no, I wanted to be able to get some stuff done. So I'm still thinking of it. I'm still working outside of that time zone, okay? You need to trust the process and trust the people involved in the process. Scentsy has an amazing system in place, right? This is not to say that Scentsy is black and white, that if you do A, you will always get the result of B. Nothing's ever black and white, right? But you still need to trust the process. Trust the fact that if you're growing your Scentsy business organically, then you're on the right step. It should not happen overnight because that would be completely insane if it did. And it would probably be like a stroke of luck. For some reason, you had 8 people join last night that you've never met, you've never had a conversation with, and now they've joined your team and they're all like at 500 today in sales. I don't know where you're living, but that doesn't happen that way. So you have to trust the process and you need to trust the people who you look to as your leaders. So that would be your sponsor, your director. If you have a star director, if you have a superstar director, that's your upline, right? That's your leadership structure. So you really want to be focusing on when you're really in need and you're needing to reach out for those questions, you have to be able to trust those people. And you have to know that when you're talking to those people, they are truly there for you. And trust me, I guarantee you that those leaders are. I guarantee you they are if you're reaching out to them. I want you to also challenge yourself. When you're stretching, you want to challenge yourself. What haven't I done before? Maybe you've never done a Facebook party. Maybe you've never done a home party. Stretch yourself. Try and get that done. Check, so that way you can turn around and check it off your bucket list the next day. Hold yourself accountable. I can't emphasize that enough. You have to hold yourself accountable in this. You do. Why? Because you are your own boss. That's the joy of Scentsy, right? You're your own boss. That also means nobody's going to come around patting you on the back going, hey, great job. Now, hopefully your sponsor, your upline does, acknowledge your accomplishments. But it also means on the flip side of that coin that when you're not working your business, or maybe you haven't inputted anything in sales in 2 months, that doesn't mean that your sponsor, your director, or your upline is going to come along and do it for you and start calling those customers for you. You have to hold yourself accountable. So how do I hold myself accountable? I stick to my schedule. So every single day has a theme, and I stick to that theme, and I stick to that topic, and that's what I focus on for that day. Now, what doesn't mean that I get everything done on that day all the time, every time, because I got a lot of other crap going on. But it just rolls to the next day's to-do list, right? I just roll it on. I'm still holding myself accountable. You know how they say that, or maybe you haven't. Maybe you haven't heard this before. I have. I've heard it lots of times. People, or they will tell you to always have 200% commitment to something. Obviously, it's impossible to give 200% of myself, right? I can't do that. But what I can do is when I'm working my Scentsy business, I can put 100% of that accountability with me. I'm the one who holds myself accountable. I'm the one who checks the box if I've made all my follow-up phone calls. I'm the one who is making those follow-up phone calls, right? I'm holding myself accountable to get those tasks done. It's not happening. It's not happening. That means I'm not giving 100%. I am not giving my best. The same thing goes for your sponsor, director, your upline. If you're reaching out to them and they're completely ignoring you, you need to continue up that chain because there has to be that accountability back, right? So you have to be able to know that you can trust somebody. Again, that reverts back to trusting your people, trusting those tribe members or what have you, but knowing that there's somebody else out there who's going to help you keep yourself accountable. So if you're struggling with that, if I am your sponsor, reach out to me. Or if not, reach out to your sponsor and ask them, how can I keep myself accountable in my business? What can I do? Your goal is to be more at your best, more often at work. So there was, and this is where it comes into really focusing on your strengths. So I wanted to share this story with you because it's one that I find is a favorite of mine and I share it a lot. So there was a study done. I don't remember when it was done. But it was a study of, and I don't know if you guys, when you were growing up, but I know I did in school, and they did like the Iowa test or whatever. And they would test you on like your reading comprehension or things like this. This was the same kind of a test where they wanted to do a test to see what the average words read per minute. So when you're reading, what are the average words a minute that you're reading at? What is your ability to read what you're reading, right? I know it sounds weird when I say it, even to myself, and I talk about it all the time. So the average person usually ranges between 100 and 120 words read per minute. That's the average, right? So that's your average. That's your in the middle baseline, right? So there were two groups that came out of the study. One group, they were averaging about 80 to 90 words read per minute. Obviously, that's a little bit lower than average, right? There was another group out of the study where they were reading at about an average of 350 words a minute. So you've got this huge gap, right? You've got these people over here who are below average. You've got your baseline average. You got these people over here shooting it out of the park at 350. So they sat back and they had to determine, okay, so let's break this down. Where is our breakdown coming from? What is it? Did they have better schooling? Did they have better teaching? What was it? So they sat down and they gave the same reading training to both groups. Same exact training. Laid it out. Here you go. Which group do you think, after receiving that training and they redid the test, which group do you think improved? Was it the below average group or was it the above average group? The above average group. The above average group ended up increasing their speed to 2,800 words read per minute. So why? Why was it that given the same exact training that the below average people didn't even increase? In fact, they actually kind of dropped off, if I remember correctly. I think they actually dropped down to about 40 to 50 words per minute after taking that training. The same training that the above average group got, but they were able to triple their productivity in reading. Why? Because we pulled upon their strengths. They already had a strength, right? They were above average in reading words per minute. So when we gave them training and really focused on that strength of being able to read very quickly, they soared. They soared with that training because you focus down to their strengths. The group that was below average, obviously they struggled. They did not have a strength of reading words per minute at a high rate, right? They just didn't. So when they were given the training, what happened and why did they drop to almost half of what they were at when they first took the test? Because at this point, they were so defeated and so over it and not interested, and it wasn't fulfilling to them because they didn't get any value out of it. Didn't care. Didn't matter what training you gave them. It just wasn't going to happen. And that is truly how you need to look at things. So for me personally, like I said, I will always use myself as an example. For me personally, I did the same thing a year and a half ago. I sat down and I literally listed out what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses, and you have to be utterly honest with yourself because who else is going to be utterly honest with you? Yourself, okay? And so I did. I wrote them down, figured out what my strengths were, and I realized that a lot of my strengths lied within marketing, within social media, and within training. And so that is what I really focused on. I drilled down and I said, okay, these are the things that I'm good at. Yes, I see the things that I'm bad at. And I'm going to try and work on those. Doesn't mean that I'm going to completely not work on those. Like one of the things that I'm bad at, here's a little tip for Tat. One of the things that I'm not very good at is the phone. I'm not very good with the phone, and I run 100 miles a minute during the day. So texting, emailing me is always going to be the best way of communicating with me. But just because I realize that it's a weakness for me doesn't mean that I completely don't call people, because I do. But I really focus on where I'm good at. So I still try on the things that I'm not good at, but I really drill down and focus my energy on the things that I'm good at. So for me, like I said, it was those kinds of things. So with my business, when it came to my business, I thought, okay, these are the things I'm good at. So these are the things, this is how I'm going to market my business. I'm really going to push it more towards the social media side because that's where I'm my best. That's where I'm happiest. That's my happy place. That's where I feel good. I feel like I'm doing my best. I'm giving my best. And I'm really working in my full potential when I'm working more in social media and computer and techie and training and things like this, right? That gives me fulfillment. It works for me and I'm good at it. So by focusing those strengths, that helped me to grow my team and it helped me to grow my business. So I encourage you guys to do the same. I want you guys to sit down and I really want you to take some time for you, because you do have to do that. You have to have that life balance, but I want you to take some time for you. And I want you to do this for yourself, because this is not just going to help you with Scentsy. This is going to help you with life, people. So focus on your strengths. Figure out what your strengths are. Figure out what your weaknesses are. It is good to know them and be aware of them, so you can take little steps on trying to be better at those things. But where you're really good, think of the readers, where you're really good at, if you're really good at home parties and you just kill it at home parties, focus on booking more home parties. Stop trying to do the Facebook parties. Stop trying to do the Skype parties or whatever. Focus on those home parties. If you're an event person and you just rock events, right? You have the best setup. You have amazing sales. You know how to book those events. You know how to get them. You've got the you know the people to contact, and you can do it and you can rock it and you can cook at it, right? So focus on the events. Take the other stuff out of the equation. For me, it was long distance, bag parties, pouch parties, online stuff, right? That's where I put my focus. That's when I knock it out of the park, is when I'm really focusing on my business in that aspect. That's when I kill it, because I'm really focusing on the things that I want to pay attention to, that are fulfilling to me, giving me joy, giving me happiness, and giving me what I want, and still in line with my values, right? All flows together. So I want you guys to find your zone of performance. Find your zone of performance, because when you use your strengths, you will get there. You're going to get there faster, and you're going to be more energized when you're doing it. So my Scentsy business, when I do it in the evenings and I spend those, 3 hours or whatever working my business, I'm in my zone, right? So I can knock my stuff out. I'm in the zone. I am there. I'm happy. It gives me happiness. It gives me joy. I like the feeling that I get out of it when I'm able to accomplish that stuff that I've been, trying to get to. So that's my zone peak, right? That's where I peak out. That's where I max out of my enthusiasm and my business work and everything else. And that is when I have the most success in my business. It really is. So there we go. That's how we're going to focus our strengths in our Scentsy business and use our strengths to their fullest potential. We're going to do it. Everyone's going to do it. I hope this Training Tuesday was exciting. I'm glad to be back on here on Google Hangout. Sorry for the little glitch there. I have no idea what happened. So hopefully this all comes together well, and we'll get it up there. I'll get it into the playlist on YouTube under the Tuesday trainings. I got some fun stuff coming up for you too, guys, later this week. So be watching. So make sure you're giving me a thumbs up if you found this to be helpful, and hit that subscribe button, because I want you to be able to be in the know when these videos are coming out. I don't want you left out in the cold. Happy June. Tomorrow's my birthday. Whoop, whoop. I'm going to be 21, have my first drink. Yeah, right. Who am I kidding? But I am probably going to take some time for me. So I may or may not be working my Scentsy business tomorrow. I am working the JOB because I've got interviews I have to get done. So I have to get those done so I can get my staff. I'm short staffed, so I gotta get people hired, man. I gotta get people hired. So I got to be doing that tomorrow. So I got a couple interviews, so I have to go in, but I'm hoping to get some personal time too. Anyway, till next time, peace, love, happiness. Have a great rest of your week, and I will talk to you soon.